1 run against the Cleveland Guardians. Your MLB opening day is not far off. March the 30th is going to be the day everybody starts playing. That is that's 2 weeks from today. And then 3 weeks from today and 1 extra day will be the Guardians home opener on April the 7th. Both the season opener and the home opener, they're playing the Seattle Mariners. Can you spot the difference? Here's the difference. And the clue is in the name. For the season opener, they'll be playing the Seattle Mariners in Seattle. For the home opener, they'll be playing the Mariners here in Cleveland. Since this is the Guardians' home stadium. Right? Did I get that correct? So, there you go. Guardians baseball here on the Buzzard. All season long. Very exciting. Cavaliers lose last night to the Sixers here at home. 118-109 under the shadow of controversy with some fouling going on and not being called.
It was called and then reversed.
Oh, my
Even
goodness.
though it didn't look like a
foul. The Cavaliers are playing the Wizards tomorrow night. The Cavs have not beaten the Wizards once this season.
That's ridiculous.
So the Wizards are hoping to complete their season-long sweep of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Kristaps Porzingis and the Wizards. Tomorrow night, 7:30. Here at home, 7 o'clock is when that pregame will begin. We, at 7 o'clock, will just be wrapping up right around the corner at the Clevelander for the MMS St. Paddy's Day bash. We start at 10 a.m. tomorrow. If you're downtown and having fun, make sure that you come by and say hello. We'll be on the air all day. So do that. Poundcake, have you updated your records with Ryan Reynolds' new net worth?
Oh, no, I did not. Do I have a reason to?
You ever see those commercials for Mint Mobile? He was an investor in a mobile company, and he would do these kind of very Ryan Reynolds style commercials and, a little tongue-in-cheek and a little wink and a nod, the whole bit. So Ryan Reynolds put Mint Mobile on the map, and they just got bought by T-Mobile. And he's going to make a boatload of money because he had about a 25 or 30% stake in Mint, and T-Mobile bought it for $1.3 billion. So Ryan Reynolds will get a nice big chunk of change. Of course, his wife is the highest grossing actor of all time.
I just can't believe it.
So they've got a lot of money in that house. The Scarlett Johansson. No, I'm sorry. She's married to Colin Jost.
Yeah, she was.
That's his ex-wife.
That's his ex-wife. He's married to
Blake Lively.
Blake Lively.
I was gonna say because Blake Lively, she's pretty and all, but there's plenty of pretty women in Hollywood. She's not the best actress I've ever seen.
Who is?
I don't know that I've
Blake
seen
Lively.
her. I don't know that I've seen her in
the best actress you've ever seen.
Dame Judi Dench.
Angela Bassett.
There you go, the Queen. Yeah, Scarlett Johansson is the
Why
his
doesn't she have an
ex-wife.
Oscar then?
Oh, Bill. Oh, Bill.
Because
Oh.
she's a minority, and they don't want to see us win.
Yeah, no black people ever win Oscars. Anyway, so Blake Lively, I don't think I've ever seen in a movie. Or, oh, yeah, I did. I saw her in, she was real foxy in it too, Savages. Remember Savages?
Savages, and she's in The Town.
John Travolta. Oh, she is in The Town with that real thick accent.
Yeah.
So I have seen her in a couple things. I think she's real cute. I don't know how good of an actor she is.
I thought she was good in The Town. I mean, I believe that she was a trashy white lady from Boston.
Yeah. Blake Lively. Well, there you go. See, I'm old enough to remember her sister. Blake Lively's sister is an actress named Robin Lively, who did her older sister. She did like 80s teen, half-sister, I guess, but she did like 80s teen movies. She was in like Karate Kid 3 and Doogie Howser and, I remember her. But Blake Lively, I think she's real cute. There's I think Ryan Reynolds has about 10 years on her. But good for him. Keep cranking out kids. They got 4 kids. And so now he'll have, $250 million in the bank.
I was gonna say,
Ain't too shabby.
I don't know anybody who has Mint Mobile. What area does it serve?
Canada, right? I thought it was like a Canadian one.
It might be because I don't know. I know people that have had like Boost Mobile or
Where you at?
What was the other one that was like
Cricket?
Wireless? Yeah, that was like the ones that are like in the stores. Like you can walk into like a department store in the mall and they have like a Cricket Wireless store. I've seen those. I know people who have those, but I don't know anyone who has a Mint Mobile. So it might be
Mint was it's an American company.
Okay, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how it got started. I don't know how Ryan Reynolds got involved. I don't know. It was a subsidiary of something else, and then he got it. I don't know. They spun it off from one company. Ryan Reynolds bought a big stake in it. And then, I don't know, they put him in the commercials. Because it would be Ryan Reynolds in the commercial, and he'd go, here's Jim. He's a real customer. And it would be Jim walking next to Ryan Reynolds. And he'd be like, oh, hey, Ryan. Oh, hi. So he'll stay on as a creative consultant, of course, because he's kind of become the face of that. But, he'll make a ton of money doing that. So good for him. A guy as attractive as Ryan Reynolds should have more money.
It's also funny that, like, you could have invested in any company, and it could have gone bad.
Mm-hmm.
And he made some good choices. He made some, because between aviation, his gin,
The gin company, yeah.
and Mint Mobile, he's made more from those investments than he probably has ever made in movies, and he makes a lot of money from movies.
Yeah, that's the thing, boy. Once you get a liquor brand, or it's hard to believe that there's that much money to go around because there are so many liquor brands. But the Hollywood types who get their own liquor, you become the face of it, you tell people about it, you're doing stuff for 3 or 4 years, and then you sell it. You sell it to one of the big distributors, and you make a ton of money. When George Clooney and Randy Gerber sold Casamigos, they sold it for like $3 billion. And now Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul, they've got their tequila brand. And they're going to sell that and make a ton of money. That's why we got to do Alan Cox Show tequila. Right?
Yeah.
We'll all be minority owners, especially Poundcake. And so when we cash out,
Friday Get Down's available for sponsorship right now.
Right.
I'm making a unmitigated gulp. That's going to be mine. I'm going to compete with yours.
Uh-huh. And what is that? Is that a fruitier drink? Is that like an icy or a Slurpee or something? Or
I feel like it's going to be some type of, I don't think it's going to be fruity. It's just going to be like a tequila.
Oh, it's a spirits drink. It is a spirit. It's an alcoholic beverage.
Yeah.
Unmitigated gulp. Because
I don't think it's going to be 150 proof like you like it.
Well,
I don't know if gulp is a word that people associate with alcohol.
Right.
Gulping, sipping, that sounds kind of refined and
well, that's why I want to do something different.
Oh, you want to go for like that low branch, man. You like, hey, you like to get effed up?
I just need to sell.
You're going to be in that. You want to be in that Four Loko strata, is what you're saying.
Oh, Ryan Reynolds already sold aviation.
Oh yeah, he sold it a while ago
in 2020. Yeah.
Yep. Made a boatload on that.
Yep.
Now you have to have the money to invest in the first place.
Right.
But boy, your return on investment is fantastic. I just don't have a head for business like that. Because you have other people who are like, how'd you lose all your money? I made a series of bad investments.
Yeah.
I bought the naming rights to the Alamo Dome, and then it got murdered by a hurricane. I put my name on, I bought the naming rights to the arena in Topeka, Kansas. It was the Pound Dome. And people were confused. Now that he has the money, he has enough time to do Waiting Part 3, somebody said.
I don't know if I have I know my favorite Ryan Reynolds movie, Amityville Horror.
Shut up. You're just trolling. That movie sucked.
It didn't suck.
You never saw the original.
No.
It sucked.
Okay, well.
Even on its own, they did not do a good job with that movie. It should have been great when they first announced it, I was like, oh, cool, Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, he wasn't like a super big deal then, but.
Well, in my defense, the only part I saw of it was him in the bathtub, and I just sat there
So
on
you
pause.
just like, you can see his body in other movies, just so you know.
I prefer the bathtub scene when he has the long scruffy hair. And
You can see him in
Okay.
Deadpool, or you can see him in Blade Trinity with his shirt off.
Yeah.
Didn't he have a burn peen in Deadpool or something? Wasn't there like
Oh,
a...
he's all burned in
Yeah, it's all
Deadpool.
burned up in Deadpool.
Alan, I've had Mint Mobile for about a half a year. Other people say I have Mint Mobile. Yeah, I mean, I use T-Mobile, and that's part of the. Mint Mobile uses T-Mobile towers, so I think that's probably part of it. But Ryan Reynolds brought Rick Moranis out of retirement for one of those Mint commercials.
That's right.
He's like, "Hey, remember Rick Moranis, everybody?" And he just kind of walks out and waves. He goes, "There goes Rick Moranis."
Canadian on Canadian love.
Yep. There's plenty to go around. You know, I know we've talked about Skyline Chili on this show many times. My streak of not having it remains unbroken. But for people who do enjoy it, the green noodle Skyline Chili is back tomorrow for St. Patty's Day.
Woohoo.
So you can get however you like with the shamrock green spaghetti.
I'm going to pass on that.
So,
I don't like their spaghetti's too wet, man. Hate their wet spaghetti.
too wet.
It's too wet.
Yeah. I was kind of, I've been in Cleveland now for 13 years. And so I'm a little bit more sensitive about when they do lists of things that cities do, and Cleveland isn't on it. I guess I've been here long enough where my antenna kind of go up about that. And I get, I'm on a number of like these dude emails or whatever. And one of them, a travel email, was like, hey, here's the cities that do St. Patrick's Day the best. And you got the usual suspects. You got Boston and Chicago and Philly, Chicago dyes the river green. I think San Antonio does that too, but it's whatever. And so I got to tell you, I fully expected Cleveland to be on this list because, everybody knows here that the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Cleveland is by far the largest public event that happens in the city. You get a couple 100,000 people. Now, I don't like parades, personally. I think you've seen one, you've seen them all. I'm not a parade guy. But I've been in them. I understand why people like them. Not for me. And so, by the time I'm going down this list, I'm like, okay, Chicago, Boston, Philly, I get it. Because with each one, they would tell you why. By the time I'm getting down to like Little Rock, Arkansas, and there's no mention at all of Cleveland, I'm like, guys, what's going on here? There should be some mention on St. Patrick's Day of Cleveland, Ohio, as opposed to Little Rock, Arkansas, not exactly a city that you associate with Irish immigrants, I guess. But I guess their reasoning was like, oh, they do a beer there that you can't get anywhere else. Okay. So that's why, Alan, what's the point of all this? I'll tell you, and I'm glad you asked, is that tomorrow, when we're at the Clevelander all day, we'll have to find a way to make it such a day that Cleveland, Ohio, will never again be left off one of these amazing St. Patty's Day city lists.
It's a crime that it was not on it, but we will set things right tomorrow.
Yes. Now, how we will accomplish that, I don't know.
Get downs every hour on the hour.
I don't know. But you'll have to join us and find out. I don't know. But boy, I would love to I'd love to see Cleveland get some love on a list like that.
If I go, I just don't know how long I'm going to last.
That's what he said on his last date.
Hey.
Why?
I don't know, because if I start drinking early...
Well, just be a grown man.
Yeah.
I don't want...
I mean, Bill and I have to pace ourselves.
So what?
We're the anchors of this whole thing.
Yes, we're going to be there all day. Everybody else
10
going
to
to come and
7,
go as
yeah.
they please. We're going to be there all day. And we're going to have people buying us drinks too.
So pacing yourself is like having like 3 or 4 drinks an hour, right?
Yes, 3 or 4 drinks an hour is pacing yourself. That's right. That's what I was thinking. Yes.
Okay. Just making sure.
Uh-huh. Joe White Claw over here. You can easily have 3 or 4 of those an hour. You won't feel a goddamn thing. So if that's how yes, you could handle that.
You can't have 3 or 4
Oh,
White Claws
please,
an
Mr.
hour.
Boozy Water over here.
It's rough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he goes hard. What do you mean you don't have passion fruit?
You can invite your
It's my
grapefruit.
favorite.
your new beau out.
Yeah.
If I was coming, I probably already did.
Okay. If you're coming.
If I'm coming.
He also said that is last week.
Hey.
So you will be bringing him if you
If I'm bringing him, he might have to work, but he might come after. He's off. If I'm coming.
All right. So
So it's still a big maybe for everything.
yeah, don't do me any
don't rely
favors,
on-
man. Don't do me any favors. Whether you're there or not.
Just a big question mark.
Yeah, the big question mark, all right. All I know is anybody who's not there, Saturday's going to come around and they're going to go, Gah! They're going to be beating themselves around the head, neck, and chest like Paul Bettany in one of those Dan Brown movies. And then, boy, aren't you going to feel bad that you missed it? Alan, does Dan Aykroyd still have his vodka company? I don't know. I remember
Crystal
I've had
Skull.
Crystal Skull. I've got a bottle. He gave me a bottle of that years ago, and it's on my bar cart unopened because it's a cool bottle.
It's a great
Skull.
bottle. Yeah.
He's been on the show many times over the years, and he's always, you got to hand it to Dan Aykroyd because he's a goer. He'll talk to you about whatever you want to talk to him about, but he's always got to get in a plug for the vodka, always got to get in a plug for this goofy blues show he still does, where he still pretends he's one of the Blues Brothers. So he walks a really good line between like being a jovial cat and then just a businessman right there. So I don't know if he still owns that Crystal Skull vodka. Alan, the river here is already green from all the pollution. Right.
Or
Like-
like brown.
It's
It's a brownish green.
Right.
Like an army jacket.
More of a Halloween type thing. I was showing my daughter the video of them dyeing the Chicago River green because they send a boat out there and then these guys on a police boat and they have 3 huge jets that shoot out this this neon green dye that goes into the Chicago River and then obviously it spills out into the lake or whatever. It's non-toxic and all that, but it's very, very bright. And I was showing her how they do that. Because that was always, I was entranced by that as a kid. She didn't seem to care so much, but.
My girlfriend saw it and she's like, does that hurt the fish in the river? I'm like, yeah, it kills every single
Absolutely.
one.
Every
It kills
single
every
does.
single fish
Yep.
in the river. She's like, why would they let them do that? She's like, you're so sweet. You're so sweet and dumb sometimes.
We've been-
Stop believing everything I say.
The city of Chicago has begun to refer to it as the East Palestining of the Chicago River.
That's right.
Alan, the show could promote Poundcake's seductive sip brand fortified grape juice and bathtub grain alcohol. Available in 2-liter bottles and large. Well, there you go. Something to consider. This person's done all the work for you.
That's a great tagline.
Hi, everybody. I'm Poundcake, and this is my... Have you tried my seductive sip brand fortified grape juice and bathtub grain alcohol? It will do you right. However you like to be done. If you're coming already, bring a 2-liter bottle of my seductive sip brand fortified grape juice and bathtub grain alcohol. Available at disreputable stores all throughout Northeast Ohio. I got to take a break. If you want to get the last word in, send me a text 35192 to do that. Cavaliers off tonight, so I believe you'll get the full Corey Roddick experience after 6:30. And we'll be back.
It's the Alan Cox Show.
On our free iHeartRadio app and your favorite